It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hey there everyone, I'm back to keeping it SFW for more Trash Can Tidbits. I'm Beaton, and I'm here to dish out those bite-sized trivia facts for you. Last week, I asked the question, true or false, Humphrey Bogart's usage of "here's looking at you, kid" was improvised. The answer is true. Even though Bogey thought very little of making Casablanca and its subsequent success, he did in fact call people kid a lot, including his future wife, Lauren Bacall. When he was making what would become his best-known film, it seemed natural for him to defer to his famous nicknames for folks when he proposed a toast to Ingrid Bergman with the now iconic line, "Here's looking at you, kid." Now, with that addressed, let's get started with fact number 1. Did you know that Mortal Kombat co-creator Ed Boon did the voice for the character Scorpion in the first few games of the series? He is in fact the voice you hear whenever Scorpion says his famous "Get over here!" lines. Boon would also provide the voice of Scorpion in the first Mortal Kombat movie, and in addition to getting to say the lines "Get over here" and "Come here," he added 2 new lines during his fight scene with Johnny Cage. "Welcome" and "Get down here." Fact 2. Sticking with MK for this next fact, did you know that Mortal Kombat 4 was the last game in the franchise to be released in the arcades? MK4 was the first 3D game in the series, but the controls and overall dynamics were placed in the traditional 2D plane, which didn't sit well with players. Though it was technically impressive for its time, MK4, as well as several spin-offs that didn't do well, put the franchise on hold. The next game in the series wouldn't be released until 2002, and that was a console exclusive. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance redid the entire 3D gaming engine and was very well received, and after that, all future games would be released for consoles. Fact 3. Did you know that comedy legend Mel Brooks was an uncredited producer of 2 dramatic films of the 1980s? He served as the executive producer of both The Elephant Man and The Fly, 2 films that are so dramatic and scary, there is absolutely no room for comedy in either of them. Understandably, Brooks deliberately left his name off both movies because he knew audiences would get the wrong idea if they knew he was involved. However, when The Fly was released, people did find out that he worked on it, so Brooks ended up playing along with audience expectations and handing out dealy boppers at the film's premiere. Fact 4. Did you know that for the animated movie Anastasia, the producers at 20th Century Fox were given the choice of also making animated versions of the musicals My Fair Lady or The King and I as a follow-up? You may not realize this, but Anastasia is in fact a remake of a 1956 film of the same name starring Ingrid Bergman, which was notably not a musical, but was in fact based on a play. Don Bluth and his team decided to remake Anastasia as his inaugural film for Fox's then new animation division. My Fair Lady was actually considered for Fox's follow-up to Anastasia, but Bluth decided to make Titan AE instead. Warner Brothers would go on to make the animated version of The King and I in 1999, but unlike Anastasia, that movie would be a critical and commercial failure. Fact 5. Did you know that for the director's cut of Superman 2, there was a different scene staged for how Lois Lane figures out that Clark Kent is Superman? The first 2 Superman films were shot back-to-back, and director Richard Donner was preemptively fired from finishing the second movie, so a different reveal scene was shot with another director. When it came time for Donner to release his cut of the film, the scene wasn't actually shot while Christopher Reeve was alive. The scene called for Lois to aim a gun at Clark, saying, "I'm willing to bet your life that you're Superman," and she fires, only to reveal afterwards that she used blanks. The only footage that had the complete dialogue was of the screen test between Reeve and Margot Kidder, which is why Clark's glasses constantly change shape throughout the scene. Regardless, I think this scene is better than the way it was done in the original cut of Superman 2. Fact 6. Did you know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles actor stuntman Josh Pace is the only actor who physically portrayed a turtle in the movie who also provided the voice? Pace played Raphael both in body and in voice, and he also makes a cameo outside of the suit as a passenger in a cab that Raphael hops over when he's chasing Casey Jones. Interestingly enough, Pays was claustrophobic in real life, so after every take, he would have to take Raph's head off very quickly so he didn't pass out. He was replaced with different stuntmen and voice actors for the sequels. Fact 7. Did you know that veteran actor James Cromwell, best known for playing Farmer Hoggett in Babe, changed his eating habits after starring in that film? Cromwell was notably nominated for an Academy Award for playing the soft-spoken and gentle farmer, and when he started filming, he had already been a vegetarian for the past 30 or so years. He was so inspired by the film that he decided to become a full-on vegan, and has been one ever since. Cromwell has also been a passionate activist against animal cruelty, even providing narration for a 2011 documentary called Farm to Fridge. Fact 8. Did you know that the villain for the Bond movie Live and Let Die, Dr. Kananga, was named after the film's stunt coordinator? The book's villain was named Mr. Big, and though that name is also used in the movie, the producers wanted a more distinguished name for a black diplomat who also happens to be a drug lord. The crew were scouting locations in Jamaica when they found an alligator farm run by a man named Ras Kananga, and they hired him as the stunt coordinator, and the actual farm was seen in the movie. Kananga was the one who did Bond's famous stunt where he jumps across some very real and very hungry crocodiles to escape the farm, and it took him 5 attempts to get it right. Fact 9. Did you know that the inability to swim in the first Assassin's Creed game didn't actually come from Altair not being able to swim? According to the game manual for Assassin's Creed 2, this is in keeping with the in-game use of the Animus device that the player uses for controlling the ancestors. A bug in the Animus system and the overall game engine itself did not allow the player to swim in the game. This can be seen in the notes for the Animus patch coded 1.4.3, which states, "Lucy, make sure to fix that annoying bug in the Animus 1.0 software which prevents ancestors from swimming." The ability to swim was, of course, added for all the games from that point forward, so it's nice that Ubisoft was able to work that glitch into the game's universe. Fact 10. Did you know that Princess Peach in the Super Mario series was voiced at one point by the actress who does the voice for Cortana in the Halo games? Jen Taylor was the voice of Peach from 1999 to 2008, and in fact did full voice acting for Peach in Super Mario Sunshine. Taylor also gave voice to other Mario characters like Toadette, Birdo, and Princess Daisy. She is best known, however, as the voice of Master Chief's AI Cortana in the Halo series, and gave the performance of her career as the character in Halo 4. She continues to even provide the voice for the real-life virtual assistant Cortana for Microsoft Windows systems. And here's this week's trivia question. Now, while Disney has the mischievous chipmunk duo Chip and Dale, Looney Tunes has the Goofy Gophers. These two are known for going around stealing vegetables and being very, very polite while doing so. You may not realize, though, that they actually have names, though they were never said aloud in any of their cartoons. My question to you is, what are the names of the Goofy Gophers? And there we go for this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Remember to drop any comments, and I'm also taking questions for future Q&A videos. Definitely drop some of those. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for future video notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.